How are you, my fans, sneak peepers, and curious friends? I am difficult and demanding. If you want to know my real name, then hold still, and I might bring your wish to fruition. Before we begin, you can find this podcast show in iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Blueberry, Google Play Music, TuneIn, YouTube, and Stitcher. Now, unlike the other people in your life, I actually care about what you think. So meet me halfway, take a tiny moment, and give my podcast and each episode a review rating. This is the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast, keeping it real, uncensored, and shooting straight between the eyes. The third eye, that is. I am going to hit you with explicit truth. This solo show is outrageously honest and keenly witty with a view into life. Yes, I said life. That's what we do every day when we wake up from sleeping. We are living life. Well, some of us at least. Moreover, I hope to provide you with gut-wrenching laughter and a touch of wisdom. Let's get something straight. Really, really straight. I am truly, actually, habitually, and shamelessly difficult and demanding, and I completely own it. Now, I don't ask for much because I expect and receive it all. I firmly believe that if you expect shit, you will receive shit. What does that mean? Well, it means expect nothing but the best and don't settle for less. As always, I, your host, Tara, am keeping it real and uncensored. Come on, it's time for you to let go and unplug from your life and dive all into episode 30 of the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast, keeping it real on the ridiculous world we live in. Today's show is called Many Faces. Gossiping and rumors are a way for people to shield or hide their skeletons. But I see you. I see through you. So for those of you involved in other people's business, remember this. He who laughs last, laughs best. How do I make it stop? Why me? Help me stop these feelings and thoughts. Can I just ball up and go to sleep? Just let me sleep and it will end. Just let it end. There's no escaping the harm of suicide or suicidal thoughts. But we can take a non-ego or a spirit approach to addressing the overwhelming thoughts and emotions of suicide. Before I begin, I am going to do a call out. What's a call out? Well, it's not a shout out. I am calling out you motherfucking lurkers. If you have entered my world, then be honest with yourself about it. You want to be here, and you know I want you here, so follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Finally, climb aboard and enjoy the entire show, because I am giving you plenty of ridiculous honesty. Once the podcast episode ends, I am keeping it going on my Instagram page at Difficult and Demanding and on my Twitter page at Mrs. D and D. Hello everyone and welcome back. This is the Come Into My World segment. I hope you guys have been having a great week. I am actually doing very spectacular. You know when you've been confused about a few things for a while and you're not sure what you should do, when you should do it, how you should do it, and then all of a sudden things happen and you get clarity, and that clarity gives you lightness and just a feeling of freedom. So that's where I'm at. I'm feeling very blissful, very peaceful, and I have extreme clarity, so that gives me a lot of happiness. So hopefully that will come through in this week's episode. But let's get to it right now. I want to talk about something. I always want to talk about something, don't I? I am talking about gossip today. And, gossip is called many different things, depending on who you're talking to. But, it's basically some juicy tea. That's what it is. Juicy tea. And if you guys don't know what juicy tea is, well, hint. It is not some tea with juice in it. No, it's not some tea with juice in it. Hell no. It is something that you or someone you know likes to do, like to participate in, juicy tea. It's known as gossip, 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 gossip. And that is spelled GOSSIP, gossip. You know what that shit is, don't you? I bet you engage in that shit, don't you? It is also called rumors and hearsay. So what is so wonderful about that, huh? What's so wonderful about it? Why do we do it? Why do we do it? All of us know it's wrong. We know it's damaging. Yet we indulge over and over and over again, huh? Why? Why? I know why. It's to keep you from focusing on your fuck all life. Yes, that's what the hell I said, because that's what the fuck you heard. Yeah. Why do you do it? It's to keep you from focusing on your fuck all life. What else? What else? It's a goddamn distraction. Yes. Us and our fucking distractions. Huh? We love distractions with life, right? If you need a damn distraction from your life, then what that tells me is that you have got something to hide. Yeah, keep the fuck up. If you need to participate in some form of distraction outside, outwardly of yourself, and it pertains to another individual, then what that tells me is that 1, you have a fuck all life, and 2, you have something to motherfucking hide. Huh? And what is the best way to keep people from sneak peeking on your shit? Yeah. Listen to what I said. What is one of the best ways to keep people from sneak peeping on your life, to sneak peeping on your shit, to keep from sneak peeping on your skeletons? Well, you offer them something that seems better than your motherfucking dirt. Huh? Yeah, right. It makes sense to me. Does it make sense to you? Oh, you're confused. Yeah, that's typically what happens. That is typically what happens when it comes to me. I confuse the fuck out of people. Or I shock you to your motherfucking soul. You hear me? Yeah. It makes sense, doesn't it? Oh, it doesn't. Well, it will by the time I'm done. It definitely will. You see, I don't fuck with gossip. You're probably saying, damn, Tara, you don't fuck with a lot of shit. Yeah, you're right. I don't fuck with a lot of shit. I don't fuck with a lot of negativity. You see, I believe life is motherfucking simple. And if it's not simple, I am going to make that shit simple. Do you understand what the fuck I just said? I believe in simplicity because there's beauty in simplicity. There's beauty in simplicity. And for those of you who are intellectually superior, then you will also understand there is complexity in simplicity. I told you guys, I am feeling very, very good today. Yes, and I'm confusing the fuck out of you. You got to try to keep the fuck up. And if you can't, you can at least motherfucking pretend. Pretend. I don't fuck with gossip. That's what the fuck I said. And if someone tells me some shit, I'll listen. But I really don't give an F-U-C-K. I don't care. I don't care if it's true or motherfucking false. I don't care. Because once I'm done with the conversation, I am done with the information. Did you hear what I said? Once I am done with the conversation, I am done with the information. I bury it. I cremate it. I incinerate it. I also don't let the information influence my judgment
about the person or the persons. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. And I don't let other people influence my judgments on some shit. I'm going to be the final judge on who, what, when, where, how, and why in regards to a person or a situation. I don't let motherfuckers influence me. I'm the goddamn influencer. Do you not understand? I am the influencer. I am the influencer. I don't let that influence my judgment. I mean, who the fuck am I to speak on someone else's life or truth? Yes, who am I? Who am I to speak on someone else's life or truth? I am no one. I am no one to speak on someone else's life or truth. That is not my motherfucking place. And I need to stay in my goddamn space. Did you hear what I said? It is not my place and I need to stay in my goddamn space. Translation, you need to stay in your lane. Translation, you need to mind your motherfucking business. Do you understand? That's what it means. I need to stay in my space. I'm not walking in this person's damn shoes. So how the fuck am I going to have an opinion? How am I going to have an opinion about some shit I don't know the full story about? Huh? How are you going to have an opinion about something you don't know? How are you going to have an opinion about something you don't understand? How are you going to have an opinion about something you haven't experienced? And even if you do have all those three, it is not your goddamn life. So who are you? Huh? Who are you? What right do you have? What is right for one person can be wrong for another. And what is wrong for another can be right for some other motherfucker. You understand? And that's okay. I can't for the life of me figure out how these soul-sucking actions gives you life. Listen to what the hell I said. I said people use gossip as a distraction. But we all know how harmful gossip is to the people that you are talking about. So you are participating in an action that is negative, that is soul-sucking. How is that giving you life? How is that giving you vibrancy? How is that reinvigorating you? Gossip ruins lives. When people hear shit, they want to turn into fucking detectives or Inspector Gadget. It becomes their life fucking mission to collect supporting details, right? That becomes your mission. You start going on a selective evidence gathering mission. Selective means you will look for only the shit that supports what the fuck you want to believe. Huh? You didn't get that. Try it again. You hear some shit. You want to verify if that shit is true or not. So instead of going to the motherfucker that is about and talking to them, nah. You're going to go on a fact hunt. You're going to be gathering shit. You're going to fucking gather information. But the funny thing is the information you're trying to gather is selective. It's selective. You're only going to find the shit that supports what the fuck you want to believe. Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens. Now, you've got some more information. What are you going to do with it? Oh, you're going to share the shit, right? Yeah, makes sense. Someone shared with you, so you naturally have to be the kind, giving soul that you are, and you got to give some tea back, right? You got to give some juicy tea back. Now, let me tell you some real shit, okay? And when I say real shit, I'm going to talk about me. The school year is ending. It has ended right now, but what I'm talking about, the school year was ending. It's the last week of school. And there are a lot of celebrations going on at the school. My son has his class party at a local park. And while he's at the park with other parent chaperones, the teacher begins asking questions to the kids about where they live and, questions that people typically consider to be innocent type of questions. And, being the smart adult that I am, She was basically warming up and loosening the crowd. You know how people do? They like to get everyone comfortable, and that peer pressure thing comes in saying, okay, if this person's answering questions, then it must be okay. It must be a good environment to answer questions. She gets the kids loosened up and warm. Now she's been with all these kids all motherfucking year. She's asking shit she already knows. But how are 6 and 7-year-olds going to know this? A 41 adult would know this shit. Okay? It's peer group influence. Kids figure, hey, it's okay, everyone is doing it, so yeah, that's fine. Then after she gets them all warmed up, then my son's first grade teacher proceeds to turn her attention over to my son. Now, I've told my son not to answer personal questions. I told him to say, ask my mommy. So he's familiar with these types of scenarios. So when his teacher turned around and asked him, how was he? He wasn't prepared for her true intentions. Okay? Because my child is fine. He's fine. He's fine. There was nothing wrong. So when someone asks, how are you? Like, not, how are you doing? Are you having a great day? Like, how are you? You know how people like to do that? How are you? Huh? You know what I'm talking about, how people, they change their tone, their inflection. And she was basically trying to find out information about my husband and I. Now, keep in mind, this is a school activity off of school grounds. School activity off of school grounds. And she's never done this shit on the inside of the motherfucking school, so why do it now? You've been with him for over 100 motherfucking days. Right? Why now at the end of the motherfucking school year you want to know where everyone motherfucking lives? And you know damn well you know where the fuck everybody lives, right? Because at the beginning of the school year, you sent a piece of mail to everyone at their home saying, I can't wait to have you in my motherfucking class. Bitch is playing games. Playing motherfucking games. She's playing games. She's never done this shit. So she told my son that she heard something about his mommy and daddy. Hear what I said? She starts off by warming up the crowd. And then she hones her motherfucking attention in on my son. Now, I've trained my son not to answer personal questions. But she's in a position of authority. She's in a position of trust and respect. She's in a position to honor thy students so they can honor her back. So there's a level of comfort there. It's a level of security and safety there, which gives her an opportunity to do what the fuck she's doing right now. So when she asked my son how he was doing, and he said he was fine, and then she proceeded to say that she heard something, my son automatically assumed that she had heard something from me. Yeah, y'all got to keep the fuck up. This is kind of complex. It is kind of complex. She tells him after asking if he's okay that she's heard something. So my son is automatically assuming that if she's heard something about mommy and daddy, she must have heard it from mommy. Otherwise, how else would she hear something? So since my son thinks that she's already heard something from mommy, then it's okay to have a conversation with her about personal details, because the only way she could know is if mommy told her. And if mommy has told her, then I can talk about whatever. But she didn't say who the fuck told her. My son assumed that I told her. And whatever the fuck that she thinks she knows is neither here nor there. The fact is, the bitch is playing motherfucking mind games. A 56-year-old motherfucker is playing mind games with a fucking 6-year-old, and that's not an even motherfucking playing field. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is not an even playing field. So she asks him if he's okay. He says he's fine. She tells my son that she's heard something, and she wants him to tell the motherfucking truth. Do y'all see how this is going? Do you see how this is going? Now my son is thinking, like I told you, that I had some type of conversation with her. So clearly she must know something. It never dawns on my son that this heifer could be motherfucking lying. Do you understand? Because she's a teacher. He likes her. He trusts her. He actually loves her. So why would she lie to him? So naturally he felt the need He felt the need to tell her something because she had him believe that she knew something. Got it? He felt the need to share something because he was given the impression that I told her something. So when she said tell the truth, he's thinking, well, there must be something to tell because she wouldn't be telling me to tell the truth and she wouldn't have told me that someone knew. Right? Right. Now, why in the fuck is she questioning a motherfucking 6-year-old about adult matters? Huh? My son is well-dressed, well-fed, well-mannered, on time, pick up, drop off. His homework is motherfucking turned in on time, excellent. His behavior and demeanor is consistent with his prior behavior. Right? He's fine. There's nothing motherfucking wrong. He's one of the most well-behaved, intelligent kids in that goddamn class. So she's seeking gossip. Do you understand? She's seeking gossip. Now, I don't have a problem with motherfuckers seeking gossip about me. You see? I don't have a problem with you seeking gossip. I don't have a motherfucking problem with you making up some shit about me because I don't give 2 tears and a bucket. Fuck it. That's how I roll. I don't give a fuck. But why I'm angry, I want to be clear. Why I'm angry and outraged? I hate bitch ass moves. I hate bitch ass moves. You see, if I'm going to come for you, I'm not going to come from behind. You're going to see my motherfucking ass coming to you. I am going to make eye contact with your ass before I drop your bitch ass. Do you understand? Now, I'm not like most people. They like to come from the side. They like to come from the top. They like to come down. They like to come from behind. No, when I come for you, I am going to lock motherfucking eyes with you. I am going to see your goddamn soul and then I'm going to put your fucking lights out. Do you understand? I don't like bitch ass moves. If you want to know something, that's fine. How you go about that shit is what I had a problem with. If she had a true concern, then she could have approached me. Because I've known her for over 5 years. She has taught my older daughter. So we're not new to each other. She knows my personality. She knows my motherfucking family. And now she's teaching my last and youngest child. You understand? I see her every goddamn day. And even after she had that conversation with my son, she never contacted me. She never let me know that she had a conversation with my son. Do you understand? That's how I know the motherfucker was soliciting gossip. Gossip. A senior motherfucking citizen is soliciting gossip from a 6-year-old. That's called a bitch ass move. Do you understand? It's called a bitch move. Now, my primal reaction is to check a motherfucker. You see, but something told me to let it go. Don't react. Don't approach. Don't give life to it. So I decided to hold the shit and file it the fuck away in my brain. Yeah. I decided to follow my higher being. I decided to follow my higher self. I decided to follow my higher self. You see, I don't give 2 flying fucks, like I said, about what she thinks about me. I don't give 2 flying fucks about what she thinks she knows about me. Or I don't give 2 flying fucks of what someone told her about me. I don't give a fuck. Now, anyone that knows me knows how I roll. I do what I want. I do how I want it. I do when I want it. And I can do it whether someone's standing with me or I'm standing the fuck alone. That's just how I am. I'm a grown ass woman. I can do, listen very carefully. I can do who I please, when I please, how I please, why I please, and how long I motherfucking please. Did you catch that? No, you probably didn't catch that. I said, I am a grown ass woman. I can do who I please. I can do it how I please it, why I please, how long I please. I can do that shit. Do you hear me? I live my life. My life. Why use your position to extract and extort information? If you want to know something that damn bad, then you ask an adult. Go straight to the horse's mouth. You see, when you show me your character, I motherfucking look. Do you hear me? I look. I look. I see. I see very clearly. Now, what does she need this information for? Like I told you, to gossip. What else? What else? You want to talk about me? Then talk. I don't give a fuck. All you are doing is telling me how fucking fabulous I am. Watch me, then talk about me. Watch me, then talk about me. Because while you are watching me and talking about me, I am living my life. While you're watching me and talking about me, I am living my life. And your life is passing you the fuck by. I am going after and getting what the fuck I want. While you are sitting there fucking empty-handed and wondering why my life is so full of abundance. Have you ever thought about the fact that even when you think you know something, you don't know shit? Yeah, let's try that again. Even when you think you know something. Have you thought about the fact that you don't know shit? You don't know shit. You don't know shit. Fucking stupid asses. The older I get, the more I don't give a rat's ass. Bite me, bitches. Do you understand? Bite me. That's what the fuck I said. If I'm going to do some shit, then it's going to benefit me. Do you understand? If I'm going to waste my time, energy, life force, that shit is going to benefit me. How are you benefiting with gossip? Are you getting coins because of it? Then what the fuck are you wasting your time on this bullshit for? Oh, you didn't think about it like that. Yeah. What is the point of having some quote unquote damaging information if the person it's about doesn't give a fuck? Now what? What? This shit is absurd. It is absurd. You see, the more you are talking about a person, the more energy you are giving to their life, which means you are robbing your life of its vital energy and you are siphoning it off to others. Oh, you didn't know that shit either. Surprise, surprise. That's why I'm here. Yeah, that's why I'm here. Yeah, so people can talk about me all day and all night. I go by this premise. If someone wants me to know something, then they will tell me directly. So if I don't hear it from the horse's mouth, then I take that shit with a truckload of salt. I don't focus on gossip. I actually focus on the motherfucker that is telling me the shit. You didn't hear what the fuck I just said. I don't focus on gossip. Instead, I focus on the motherfucker who is telling me the gossip. Yes, I'm sizing up the son of a bitch that is delivering the bones. Yes, I'm reading the bone carrier. I'm taking all kinds of notes about your character. Yeah, you're busy thinking you got me suckered on some bullshit. Yeah, I want you to think that because I'm stealing your skeletons out of your motherfucking closet. Yep. That's what I said, because that's what the fuck you heard. I am stealing your secrets directly from you. That's why you should mind your damn business and take care of your own business. Then people like me won't know your shit. Yeah, I love getting information directly from the source. Gossiping, rumors are a way for people to hide, to shield themselves. People are scared to stand metaphorically naked. Metaphorically naked means in their truth. Yeah, in their truth. My sole goal, purpose, is to differentiate myself. I want you to see me. I want you to see me. Because while you're seeing me, I'm going to steal your attention. And then I'm going to impart a part of my essence on you. You see, we are all interconnected. So why not reach out and touch each other with love and positivity? Oh, that's too fucking simple, huh? Simple and boring. Yeah, that's why all of y'all stay fucking miserable and will always be miserable. Your actions make up who you are. You are your actions. And your actions are the invitation to the universe to send you what the fuck you are. Did you hear what I just said? Of course you didn't. You didn't hear what I said. You didn't hear what I said at all because it was a little bit too simply complicated. Let's try this again. Your actions are a direct reflection of you and your being. When you engage in negativity or positivity, that is a sign, an invitation out to the universe to send you more of what you are. What you do is what you are. What you do is what you are. Reflect on that shit. Yes, ponder away. Also, I have a message for those who are involved in some shit that's none of their damn business. I see you. Yes, I see you. Oh, you don't know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to you. You approach my child on some adult shit because you're listening to my motherfucking podcast and you think you're motherfucking smart. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. If you really had pure good intentions, then you would have come to me, right? Even after you interrogated my child, you would have approached me and had a conversation, but you didn't. No, you didn't. Like I said, I see your ass. I also see through you, which means you are non-existent. You are non-motherfucking factor. You know it because I just told you so. There will come a day when you meet a very old dear friend of mine. Since you are in my business, can you guess her name? Oh, now you want to act stupid. There's no need to act stupid. Your actions have already showed me what the fuck you are. Your actions have already showed me your level of non-existent intelligence. My friend's name is Karma. Yeah, my friend Karma will get you. All I have to do is sit back and watch your life implode and goddamn plode at the same motherfucking time. Go ahead and hold your makeshift life together. Yeah, hold your fucking makeshift life together. Now, all of you are wondering, who am I talking to? Who is this person I'm talking to? Well, she knows. She knows exactly who it is. Yeah, she knows who it is. I know her. She knows me. We've met face to face. We've seen each other almost every motherfucking day at my child's school. So I want you to know, I know who you are. And now you know I know who the fuck you are. Do you understand? That's all I have to say. And you can also kiss my perky, taut, fabulous ass. I'll catch you in our next lifetime. You see, when you are the person being gossiped about, it can really have a negative impact on your life. Gossip is a form of bullying, and you can pretend to call it what you want. You can pretend to call it concern, love, care. Don't fucking lie to yourself because your ass has been called the fuck out. And I don't like bullies. I slaughter motherfucking bullies. Do you understand? So many children and adults suffer at the hands of two-faced, inadequate assholes. And that shit needs to stop. But it won't, because losers need some shit to talk about. Why make your life relevant when you can talk and concoct and pander bullshit about another? Let me tell you something. If people are talking about you, whether it's positive or negative, then that is a sign to keep doing what the fuck you are doing. You are fierce and haters are just going to hate. Don't dim your light or life for anyone. Do you understand? Don't dim your light or life for anyone. If you have to stand alone, then stand boldly and proudly. You are better standing by yourself than having a weak, cowardly, malignant motherfucker standing with you. Misery loves company. Success and happiness is the divine fuck you. Did you hear what I said? Success and happiness is the divine fuck you. Don't slow your momentum for anyone or anything. Don't slow your momentum. My mother has a saying, he who laughs last laughs best. And I will have the last goddamn laugh to the bank, bitches. Remember that shit. What is my point? Rise above and leave this shit behind. Just because someone says something about you doesn't make it true. Did you hear what the fuck I just said? Just because someone says something about you, it doesn't make it true. And even if it is, so the fuck what? So what? Why be ashamed? Huh? Why be regretful? Why hide? Why be embarrassed? Why be guilty? Why have regret? You don't owe anyone a motherfucking explanation. This is your life. It's your life. This is your life. Don't give your power away. And don't let a motherfucker see you sweat. Do you hear me? Don't give your power away and don't let anyone see you sweat. Instead, mind fuck them. Do you hear me? Mind fuck these motherfuckers. You know why? Because it doesn't leave any motherfucking proof. You can rattle these bitches to their soul, to the core, for their lifetime, for the next lifetime, the lifetime over that. Fuck their minds. You really want to go for someone's jugular? Mind fuck them. Mind fuck them. Yep. Fuck their heads. Fuck their heads. Good, hard, and long. Do the opposite of what they're hoping and wishing for. Do the opposite. When people realize you don't care, that fucks them up. Do you hear me? When they realize you don't care, that shit fucks them up. It's like, yeah, now what? What, motherfucker, what? Yes, if you choose to engage in gossip, then proceed at your own risk. But you better believe there is a great, great risk. There's a great risk. In the end, you will suffer. The one that is cultivating and engaging in gossip, you will suffer. So keep digging your own grave. Maybe one day you will realize that you would like to have a more fulfilling life by uplifting yourself and others. Huh? You may decide that. Oh, now, some of y'all want to feel bad. You want to feel bad? You want to boo-hoo? You want to motherfucking cry? Why feel bad, huh? Why feel bad now? The shit is done. Fuck your feelings. Did you hear what I just said? Now you want to feel bad? Huh? You don't have to feel bad. Don't feel that bad. Own your shit. Stand in your shit. And smell your motherfucking shit. Don't feel bad. Fuck your feelings. You weren't concerned about the feelings of the person you were speaking about, huh? Yeah, what? Flush your motherfucking feelings. Instead, change your actions. No one wants a motherfucking apology, and no one gives a fuck about your feelings. What we're concerned about is you changing your actions. No one, like I said, wants your stupid ass apologies. Can't do anything with a damn apology. Will it change the past? Hell no. So decide in the present moment. Decide in the present moment to behave in a loving manner and choose to display that shit in the future. If you don't, then your words are like a sword and you will fall on that bitch. Do you hear what the fuck I said? Words are like a sword. It can be used for protection and or destruction. Your intent determines the purpose. So stop fucking around with gossip. And if you can't, then turns come around. This is the end of my Come Into My World segment. You probably heard a lot of pissness, piss behavior, anger from me, and you can tell it was personal. But I hope you can take something from it. Let the negativity go. Let the bullshit go and just get your life right. You'll find you'll be much more peaceful, much more happy. And if you have enough positivity going in your life, you really don't have time for bullshit like this. And if someone does happen to tell you some gossip, don't share the shit. Just let it go. Park it in your brain. If you find it funny, good. Laugh to yourself and move the fuck on. Don't go around sharing that shit. You're just spreading negativity. Okay, now I'm going to be moving over to things in the news. And thank you so much for listening to this part. All right, everyone. I am talking about something that's been in the news before, but this week it's quite startling because two very successful, well-known people committed suicide, Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain. And if you don't remember, not too long ago, Robin Williams also committed suicide. And I want to talk about it from my point of view, which is going to be different and interesting to say the least. You know, the article that I read stated that due to these high-profile suicide deaths of Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain, they were basically back-to-back, one day after the other, there is an increased risk of suicide contagion. And what is suicide contagion? Well, suicide contagion is the exposure to suicide or suicidal behaviors, which can result in an increase of suicide and suicide behaviors in people who already have suicidal thoughts or a known risk factor for suicide. So basically what they're saying is that people who are already struggling with this in their life every moment of the day, when they see such profound, powerful, notorious people deciding that life is not worth the struggle, it may make them more inclined to follow down the same path or continue their behaviors. But the danger with that is that is based off of assumptions, some false assumptions, because no one can actually truly know what was going through Kate Spade's mind, Anthony Bourdain's mind, or even Robin Williams' mind. You don't know what's in their mind and their heart. You don't know what's behind their success. Success is something that is outward. It's external of ourselves. And it's also like a wall, a shield. Sometimes we get so caught up in the things that we see, that we miss out on the things, those subtle things that you can't see but you feel. Listen very carefully to what I said. We are taught in society and our culture to focus on external factors, external matters, how things look, how they look. Can you touch? Can you feel? Can you touch it with your hands? Can you smell it? Can you see it? Can you hear it? And sometimes with things like suicide or someone's feelings, you can't see that. You can't see it. Sometimes you're working next to people who are on anxiety medication, who are on depression medication, who are on sleep medication, any number of things. But when you see them, they look fine. And that is the dangerous thing. It's very dangerous being taught to focus on all these tangible things. Because when we are focusing on tangible things, it's the intangible that is really messing us up. It's the intangible that we are not nurturing and caring for. So it's scary to even think that there are people who are struggling with whether they want to live or die, and they're basing their judgments on whether to continue their divine, their precious life on some things that are objects, that are materialistic, that really don't matter at the end of the day. It's very scary. It's very scary. In the same article, a suicide prevention coordinator said that if a person is already struggling with thoughts of depression or risk of suicide, then they're already trying to get information about how other people are experiencing it. So it's kind of like attracts like. Similar people want to be around other similar people. And then when you find people that you have similarities with, you want to find out more, get them more information so you can have more insight into what they do or how they do it. So what he's saying is that now people are trying to garner information to increase the likelihood of success of them ending their life. It's like a catalyst. It's like a momentum, a motivation for them to pursue. I haven't done it, but if I wanted to do it, how would I be successful about it? And I think that we really need to get to the core of the matter. How someone's achieving this, that's what that person's trying to do. The person who's having suicidal thoughts or thinking about suicide. But we as a society, we have to really get in tune with one another, and we have to connect. We have to pay attention to the questions that are being asked and the questions that are not being asked. We can't do that if we're not making eye contact with one another. We have to see one another so we can see each other's pain. And I think, like I said earlier, we have a hard time focusing internally. Because when you go internal, it's not all good. It's not all roses inside. Internally, you have some negative emotions. You have traumas. You have insecurities. You have fears. You have things that most people don't want to touch. And when you don't want to touch it, it is actually shortchanging your life. There is nothing in life that's all good. You have good and bad. You have summer and winter. That's called balance. And we are not taught the tools to embrace those parts of us that we consider to be not so good. And we're taught that we can cut that out. We can hide it, lock it away. We can extract it. And when you do that, you're cutting away the core of your being. If you hide any part of yourself, whether you like it or not, you are cutting away at your core. You're cutting away at your soul. And you will always feel hollow, deprived, and empty. You can't do that. You have to embrace all. And it's difficult to embrace all when we have images and articles and people telling us, all these affirmations of if you say it enough times, it'll become true. If you ignore this, then this will be true. And no, that creates an unrealistic expectation. We all have our gifts and not so gifts. But the key with the things that you think that are bad, the real key with that is finding the wisdom behind it. That great sadness that you feel, that despondency that you feel, you're feeling it for a reason. And I think that's the key that we're missing is that, one, we think that we're not supposed to feel sad. It's a natural emotion. Happy, sad. Angry, irritated. We have a full spectrum of emotions in life that's part of what makes us human. And to have a thriving, fulfilling life, we have to be able to feel all those different types of emotions. And even myself on a personal basis, I have a tendency to segment, to categorize, to fragment parts of my life. Like, okay, if I shut this off, if I lock this aside, I can keep going forward and doing what I'm doing and being successful. But let me tell you something. You do that long enough, you lock that door on a piece of you long enough, that turns into a monster. And that monster becomes hungry. It becomes famished. And then it wants to ravage and become savage. And that is a dangerous, slippery slope. And what we have to learn how to do is to integrate our soul. We have to learn how to integrate our being, the good and not so good. You have to integrate them because when you have them working together, you can do tremendous, monumental things. Think about a battery. Even a battery has positive and negative sides. Think about a magnet. Even a magnet has positive and negative sides. We have male and female. Life is about balance, counterbalance. That is what exists. And people don't understand. Yin yang, yin yang, it's there for a reason. So when you are blocking out that part of you that is crying, your soul that is sad, that is dejected, rejected, lonely, It's trying to tell you something. It's like if you have a wound, a boo-boo, or whatever you want to call it, and you see that it's red, it's bleeding, it's open, what are you going to do? You're going to take care of that wound. You're going to nurse it. You're going to care for it. You're going to heal it. Well, we don't have the tools to take care of that within ourselves. We're so keen and adept at taking care of things on the outside. No one taught us the emotional, mental, spiritual tools to heal ourselves on the inside. Life has good and bad. You can't change that. That's the wheel of fortune. Sometimes you have good times, you have bad times. But the bad times are there to teach you something. We all go around practicing, playing sports, and we keep practicing over and over again. You know why you practice? You practice to get better. You can't get better unless you practice. Well, the same thing goes with our mental, emotional, spiritual well-being. If you don't nurture it, care for it, cultivate it, listen to it, respect it, honor it, it will implode on you. It will collapse internally on you. And it will make you feel like life is not worth living. It will make you feel like there's nothing to rejoice, even though the sun is shining in front of you. And this is what I'm trying to share. The bad feelings are a sign for you to look to see what is causing this pain. But if we never look behind the curtain to find out what that pain is, the pain won't go away. It will never go away. You can't medicate it. You can't drink it away. You can't screw it away by sleeping with other people. You cannot take enough drugs. You cannot work enough. You cannot fight enough. You cannot travel enough. There's nothing that you can do to escape the other part of yourself that you're running from. So the only thing you can do is turn around and look at it. Because the person you're looking at, it's only you. You're not looking at anyone else. You wants you to see you. Listen to what I said. You, your being, wants you to see it. Your being wants you to hear it. Your being has something to tell you, to share with you, to make your life better. But if we're so focused on the outside of ourselves and what other people think and how other people react and what we look like in the mirror and what we are achieving and what we are not achieving, how are you going to ignore one of your best advisors? You're going to ignore one of your best advisors because you don't like the message you're sharing? All of us have gone to school. Some of us have failed tests. But what do? You learn, you grow, you pivot. Well, the same thing with your soul or being. If you have a feeling of sadness, despondency, and dejection that is so deep, that means you've been ignoring you for a very, very long time. And that part of you is only trying to get your attention. And unfortunately for us humans, the only way to get our attention is through pain. But when the pain is so tremendous, because it's been going on for so long, it's overwhelming. It's suffocating. It feels like you're drowning. And that is what happens when you don't take care of things and you wait too long. But just because it's overwhelming, it doesn't mean that it cannot be balanced out. It cannot be balanced out. So this same person said, when you've got high profile people who are successful, who the world views as having a lot going for them, and they die by suicide, it can generate feelings of hopelessness. Feelings of hopelessness can come from many different ways in life. And depending on the circumstances and the person, it's with you. Everyone goes through that. Everyone goes through that. And the sad thing is, people are given the impression that you're supposed to feel invincible. You're going to have feelings of hopelessness. It's part of life, but it also can pass if you know how to honor it, how to listen to it, and how to dissect the information that it's giving you. This article also said that more than half of people who died by suicide did not have a known mental health condition. So yes, you don't have to have some type of mental condition to want to cease to exist. They said suicide rarely occurs out of the blue. Some of the risk factors are family history of suicide, family history of child maltreatment, of mental disorders, history of alcohol and substance abuse, and feelings of hopelessness, and others. So like I said, there's a whole slither of reasons. It just depends on the person and what they're going through and what triggers them. But we're always going to get triggered, people. Understand that. That's a part of life. If there's something triggering you and it's impacting you so deep that you want to react in sadness or anger, or even joy and happiness, there's something for you to learn, because nothing strikes a nerve. Nothing strikes you to the core that deeply unless there is a blessing in there for you. But sometimes you have to weed through the muck and the bad and the heavy emotions to get to that gem. And if you were to cultivate a garden, or, you would dig through the dirt and you would find what you needed. So the same thing comes to your mental, emotional health. We have to learn how to do the work. I read another article that said that this person had lost their father to a heart attack. Mother was fighting cancer. She broke up with her boyfriend and had no stable employment. She said that she was on an emotional free-for-all. So she went to a psychiatrist. And the psychiatrist said that her antidepressant medication was no longer working, and he prescribed a new medication for her. She said after a few days, she felt like she wanted to die. Yes, you can be taking a medication, and it doesn't necessarily have to be antidepressant medication. You can be taking something to help you with X, and it can trigger an emotional mental response in you that makes you feel like you don't want to live life anymore. So I'm telling you this so you can be aware, to be in tune with how you feel and how you normally are. Because she ignored those feelings, and it grew and it grew and it grew until she was in a manic state of wanting to commit suicide. But she had the wherewith to remember how she was on the other medication. And she had the wherewith to think, okay, what has changed recently to make me go from 6 to 10 on a scale, and 10 being the worst, the bad, meaning she wants to harm herself. So then she went back to the doctor, and she had her medication changed, and she worked through it. But she was lucky to be attuned and realize, okay, what was different? What changed that makes me feel this way? You see, what a lot of people don't understand is that a person contemplating suicide is in overwhelming pain, and they think differently than people who are rational. So when your emotions are so over the top, your body is responding to that, and it messes with your mental faculties. It hinders your ability to think in a rational, calm, balanced manner. And usually with feelings of that intensity, if you are connected to someone and bonded with them, you can feel a shift in their vibrancy. You can feel a shift in their demeanor. You can feel a shift in their aura. But being on our phones, being on social media, we are losing that connectivity between one another. We are losing our interconnectedness. We're losing the ability to connect through our heart centers, our mental centers. We're losing the ability to connect. When you feel happy, you radiate a certain type of energy. When you're angry, that energy changes. When you're sad, that energy changes. So we have to be very careful and attuned to ourselves and the people around us. Because if you're really attuned to yourself, you can feel that when you're around this person, your energy shifted. And that is a sign for you to think, okay, what has happened here? I went from feeling great and fabulous, and now I'm feeling a little sad. You're feeling a little sad because you're picking up on someone else's energy. But we have a tendency, we write that off. We write it off as, oh, okay, maybe it's me. No, you have to be able to distinguish what is your feelings and what's someone else. So next time you're going around, you're interacting with people, look them in their eyes. Really look them in their eyes, because you can see what is there and what's going on. Listen to how they speak. Listen to how they behave. Listen to how they make you feel, because how a person makes you feel is also a clue of what they're feeling on an inside. It's called resonating. It's called resonating. It's called resonating. You're around someone with a high energy, they make you feel excited. You with someone that's sad and depressed, they make you feel sad and depressed. So if you're feeling calm and serene, and you get around a person and all of a sudden you feel sad and you feel like you want to be alone and you feel like life is not right, that means that is what that person that you're with, that is how they're feeling. And even though they may have a smile on their face speaking to you, you can't trust what they show you. You have to trust how they make you feel, because that resonating feeling is honesty. It's honesty. And you don't have to go about asking them. If you ask them, how are you? They're going to say, I'm fine. Or they're going to tell you what's wrong. But let's assume they tell you that they're fine. But your feelings, your instincts are telling you something's off. At that point in time, that is when we can take the initiative to help the other person see the value of them, of how needed, how relevant, how influential they are in your life and their own. You help them see their gifts. You help them see how their presence impacts the world. People think that you need to be Anthony Bourdain, Robin Williams, or Kate Spade. No, we all have our unique purpose within our own community. Some communities are larger than others. Some people have communities that are worldwide and international. Nonetheless, we all have our role on this earth. And we have to help people see that. We have to help people see that. And we have to help them believe that. We also have to help them understand that what you're feeling, it feels horrible. It feels suffocating. It feels like you want it to end. But we have to help them find the gem. We have to help them find the silver lining. Even when they can't see the silver lining themselves, we have to help them find it. Because in that silver lining, it will save a life. I talked about Pandora's box in 2 of my other episodes. And Pandora's box is typically things that, we want to keep locked away. We want to act like they don't exist, because we're not supposed to, we're not equipped to deal with that. And what I shared with everyone is Pandora's box is not a bad thing. Your sadness, your deep sadness, dejection, despondency, you know what that tells me? That tells me you have a big heart. That tells me you have the amount of sadness you feel, tells me that you have the equal amount of the ability to love. See, like I told you before, in life there's balance. There's light, there's darkness, there's good and bad. So if you have the capacity to feel sadness on a scale that is overwhelming and stifling, on the flip side of that coin, that means you are a loving being. And this world needs more loving being. People who have the ability to feel things strongly and great, it's overwhelming. But it's also a gift. And it's a gift that we're not taught how to use. Like, I am one of those people. I feel things very intensely, very strongly. I pick up on other people's feelings. I pick up on a lot of things, and it basically just multiplies whatever I'm feeling. And with age, I am learning to harness it and to transmute that into something that is positive and beneficial for my life. It's beneficial for my life, because if it's beneficial for my life, so wonderful and needed in this world. Suicide is tricky because we can never ever know what someone is feeling on the inside. But I have shared with you all, there is a way to come as close as close as humanly possible to gauge what someone is feeling on the inside. First, you don't listen to what people show you. But if they are giving real outwardly clues, then look at that. But with most people, they show you what you want to see because that is what people expect to see. People want to see confident, happy, successful, strong people. They don't want to see the hurt and pain inside. So the best way for you to gauge how a person is really doing is to trust your instincts. You have yourself, your feelings as a baseline. And if something causes you to move off of your base, your point, that is the other person's feelings that you're picking up on. And that is the best clue you have. And at that point in time, do not look for proof. Do not look for confirmations for that person. You may or may not get it. At that point in time, you need to proceed and helping that person see the gift they are to this world. You have to help them see that with these overwhelming feelings of sadness, depression, dejection, despondency, you have to show them the opposite side. We get so stuck on being on one side, like a teeter-totter. We get so stuck on being on one side that we forget that there's an other side. And that is the gift. That is the best gift that we can offer people. You cannot run from your demons. Your demons are actually your friends. All you have to do is change your perception, change your perspective. Just because it doesn't look and feel in a way that makes you comfortable, your demons can have the best gifts in the world to you. Those gifts can be priceless. Those gifts can change your life and catapult you in a direction that you never ever know. And another thing, people, your demons, even when you make them your friend, they never go away. If you don't honor, respect, and listen to the gifts, the treasures that it's bringing you, they're going to haunt you. So to keep them from haunting you, you have to treat them like your best friends. You have to have them with you at all times because your demons, their sole purpose is protection. You think because they're causing you pain that they mean you harm. No, they actually love you. It's tough love. Yes, it's very, very tough love. But they're signaling to you, hello, I have something for you. Turn around, listen to me, and get this information so you can grow. I have a temper, but I learned a long time ago what my temper is about. My temper is my demon, but my temper gives me great life. It gives me great life and energy. My temper is my protection. And when it rears its three-headed ass, I know that something is up and something is not right for me, and I need to start looking to find out what it is. Listen to what I said. We all have our demons. If you make your demons your best friend and you learn how it communicates with you and how it shares information with you, it will help you tremendously. But if you ignore it and hide it, then it will destroy your life. And even as you go through life in different parts of circumstances, your relationship with your demons will change. But if there's mutual respect and love, it will help you tremendously as a being. Don't hide from your sadness. Don't hide from your despondency. Find out instead what has triggered that in you. Find out instead what did you miss that has caused these feelings to grow that you feel like you want to end your life. Find out the message it has for you, and that will help those feelings to dissipate. It will help it disappear, and it will help you move forward on your path. Stop pretending to be what you're not. Have the courage to show people how you feel. Have the courage to show them. Because you will help so many other people learn how to integrate the good and the bad to be complete beings. We're walking around incomplete. We're walking around half. And when you're not half, you're not weighted, you're not grounded. You have to have all of you because you are perfect. You are as perfect as you're going to get. The only difference is you have a lot of tools in your toolbox and you don't know how to use them. So open up your Pandora's box. Look at what those tools are and look at how you can use those tools when you need it. If something or someone has made you so sad that you want to end your life, before you take that step to end your life, I would like to ask you to take a step back and find that trigger, find that catalyst, find that person, find that situation, find that medication, find whatever it is that has caused you, has knocked you off your balance. Because once you find what that is, you can rectify it, you can get rid of it, or you can know how to deal with it. But as long as you're running nowhere fast, and you're running to your own demise. There is no escape. And there will be no peace until we learn how to fully integrate all components of our mental, emotional well-being. Our soul exists and feels. It exists and it feels. That is what your instincts are based on. And if you don't know how to read your instincts, then what your soul proceeds to do, it starts to give you strong, strong emotions. Listen to what I said. If you don't know how to read your instincts, which is basically your soul, your spirit, then the next step for your soul and spirit is to give you strong, overwhelming emotions as a sign. But whatever negative emotion you feel, there's an opposite to that. And you can always get back to that direction, to that side. But you got to get the message. You got to learn it. And you got to pivot and change what you're doing. There is a way. You would not have been born on this earth at this time if you did not serve a purpose, if you were not needed in some way. But you cannot understand the full extent to why you are needed on this earth until you have fully integrated your being, embraced yourself, love yourself, hold all parts of yourself, and then you turn around and you show that to the world. Because when you put it together, you will shine beyond anything you can ever imagine. So I hope all of you have learned something from my point of view, my perspective. We're caught up in our ego a lot. And our ego causes us to ignore things that are really in our best interest, but we don't like the packaging. We don't like how it's delivered, and we don't like what it looks like or feels like, so we ignore it. You cannot run. You cannot escape. Turn around. Get to know you. All of you. Love you. Accept you. Know that you are as perfect as you will ever be, and you will only get better with time. You have anger issues? It's okay. Find out why it's in your life. You have sadness issues? It's okay. Find out why it's in your life. You have anxiety issues? It's okay. Find out why it's in your life. If something's making you anxious, it's a reason. It's your soul talking to you. If something's making you depressed, it's okay. It's your soul's way of talking to you. All you have to do is listen, absorb, and learn. Are you disappointed this has come to an end? Well, it doesn't have to. Reach out and let me know what you think about this episode and my podcast. You can try and slide into my DM, but I will kick your ass out. So I suggest you hop into my DM on Instagram at Difficult and Demanding or Twitter at Mrs. D&D, or leave a comment on one of my posts. Now give. My episode links to friends, family, associates, frenemies. Hell, give it to your enemies. Actually, I don't give a damn who you give it to. Just give the shit to people and bring laughter to others and show your love for this podcast. The hardest part of my show is saying goodbye. But let's not say goodbye. Instead, we will say until the next time. Episode 31 will be here on June 22nd, 2018 from the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast. Keeping it real on the ridiculous world we live in. Don't hide. Seek me out on Instagram at Difficult and Demanding and Twitter at Mrs. D&D.